Hi, sixth graders. All right, yesterday we learned about what division was. And today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about long division and what is long division and how do we solve problems with long division and why does it look so scary when it's really not scary? Okay, so yesterday we talked about division being just something that is a number that you're splitting up into groups and you're figuring out how many are into equal groups. So, or how many are in the groups. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, and then we went through and we put them into groups. So long division is the same thing, except you don't have to draw pictures. You're relying on your knowledge of multiplication. So today we're going to learn about long division. So how or what how do you use long division to solve division problems? Like, what is it? How do you use long division problems? Well, long division is just a way to solve and split problems without drawing, okay? So it's a method to solve long or big division problems. Without pictures. Okay, so this one has like we're not going to draw pictures. I mean, you can if you really want to, but nobody's going to want to draw these big giant pictures. So let's do an example and we'll talk about this first. Okay, so let's say that I have 125 divided by 5. Okay, so this is telling me that I have 125 divided into 5 equal parts. Okay, so this is just like yesterday. I have 25 things, or 125 things being divided into 5 equal groups. And my job is to find out how many are in each group. Okay, so I have 125 divided into 5 groups. Well, the way that we do this is we go through and we use our finger to cover up each place. So first we start here and we say things like, can 5 go into 1? Well, no, that's not really what you ask, right? Because that's not what's happening. What you're doing is you're saying, can I split 1 into 5 equal groups? Well, I mean, yeah, sure you can, but you're going to end up with really teeny tiny pieces. So instead of doing that, we're going to go over to the next spot. Here's where kids tend to start getting answers wrong. It's because they don't use their place value or their placeholders. So what we're going to do is we are going to use a placeholder. You can use an X, you can use a 0. Well, we don't want to split the 1 into 5 pieces. Okay, instead, we're going to put a 0. And we're going to go to its neighbor. And we're going to say, can I split 12 into 5 equal pieces? Well, I sure can. I can split 12 into 5 equal pieces. I did it yesterday, right? I can split 12 into 5 equal pieces a couple of times, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to take this. Let me get a Post-it note real quick. So I'm going to take this 12. There we go. And I'm going to split it into 5 equal pieces, right? So if I were drawing my picture, here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I need to split that 12 into 5 equal pieces. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but I only got 10 in there. I have 2 little pieces left over. So what I'm going to do is look at how many are in each piece. Okay, well, I used up 2, right? I used up 2. There's 2 in each group, right? So my answer is, how many are in each group? Well, there's 2 in each group. So above the 2, I'm going to put 2, because the quotient, remember the quotient, the answer, how many are in each group? Well, in each group, I put 2. However, I didn't use up all of them. So that's something that's really important for us to remember, okay? So I didn't use up all of them. I only used up how many? Well, 5 times 2 is 10. So 5 times 2 is 10. That accounts for those 2 little pieces that are left. I only used up 10 pieces. So I'm going to drop down the 2, my remainder that were out. Now I'm going to drop down this 5 because I need to still put 25 pieces into 5 equal groups. I still have 25 more pieces that I need to put into 5 equal groups. So I'm going to do this again. I have 25 pieces and I need to split those up into 5 equal groups. So I can come back over here and I can draw my little picture. And I can go through and I can split up my 25 into 5 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, boop. See? Oops, pretend that's not there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now it's here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Okay, how many in each group? Well, there's 5 in each group. Okay, so there's 5 in each group. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. I've used up all of my pieces, so I don't have any pieces left over. That means that I've used them all up. So all of my pieces are now into these boxes. So when I do 5 times 25, I get 125. So when I split 125 into 5 equal groups, that means that there are 25 pieces in each group. So this is like place value. In this first row, each of these really counts as like 20, which is really weird, I know, but we have to think of it as like a place value. So this is like 20s, and then these become 5, so 25. So this is why we don't draw pictures for these, because sometimes you get long division where it comes all the way out here and it's like, I don't know, like 8 numbers long, right? And that's really, really long, but you're still accounting for how many did you put into each box. Okay, let's try another one, and this time we'll see if I can explain it even better. Okay, so example B. All right, example B, here we go. All right, let's say that I have the number 294 divided by 14. So this means that I have 294 things and I need to divide them into 14 equal groups. 14 equal groups. So if I have 294 things and I need to divide them into 14 equal groups, that means that I have 14 boxes over here onto the side, and eventually I would be drawing this many dots, right? And I don't want to draw that many dots. So as a mathematician, I'm going to go through and I'm going to ask myself some very interesting questions here. All right. So my first question is, can I divide 2 by 14? Well, I mean, I could, but it would be very, very tiny. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put a 0 here in my placeholder. Next, I'm going to say, can I divide 29 by 14? Well, I can, right? So here's where I want to use my multiplication. So out to the side, I'm going to use multiplication. So I know that multiplication, 14 times 1 is 14. And I know that 14 times 2 gives me 28. If I do 14 times 3, I have gone over 29. So I do not want to use 3 because that means that I don't have 3 things in every box. I only have 2 in each box with 1 little dot left over. So if I do 2 in each box, I would have gotten 28. Using multiplication allows me to not have to make or draw out all of these little teeny tiny boxes, these groups, right? We know that multiplication is groups of. So I have 14 groups of 2, and that gives me 28 things. We've learned that multiplication is groups of. So by doing it this way, I've just reversed it. So now I can subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. I also now need to bring down this 4 and go to 14. Well, 14, I'm still here. I'm still in this division box. So I'm still saying 14 now divided by 14. Well, I know that 14 times 1 gives me 14. So above this 4, I'm going to put a 1. And that gives me 14 with nothing left over. So that means that I would have had 21 things in every single box had I drawn out all of the boxes. 14 of them. I would have had it drawn 14 boxes and then put 21 dots in every single box. It's a lot of boxes. I don't need this Post-it note right now. Okay, I'm going to do some try-its now because I want to give you the opportunity to do some work with this. And then we'll come back together and I will definitely show you how to solve them through your try-its so that we can make sure that you are definitely understanding what you're doing. Okay, so try-it number 1 is the first one. And on try-it number 1, it says that you have 88 divided by 4. 88 divided by 4. So I have 88 things divided into 4 equal groups. Okay? And then try-it number 2. Try-it number 2 is 600, nope, sorry, that should be 7. So you have 732 divided by 6. So 732 divided by 6. 88 divided by 4. And 732 divided by 6. All right, go ahead and solve those. Hit pause so you don't hear me solving. All right, let's start with this one. So in my first one, I'm going to ask myself, can 8 be divided by 4? Well, yeah, 8 can be divided by 4. 8 can be divided by 4. And I know that that would give me 2 things in each box. So 8, I know that 4 times 2 gives me 8. So 8 divided by 4 is 2 in each box. So with 0 left over. So then I just drop down my next thing. Well, again, that one is going to be 2. So that means 22. And so that's 8, and that's 0 and 0. Now I can double check this. So I'm going to say 22 times 4, and that gives me 88. So it checks out. All right, on to the next one. Okay, on this one, if you have questions, make sure that you ask. Okay, on this example, we have the first box. We have 7 divided by 6. Well, yeah, I can. I know that I could put, if I had 7 things, I could put them into 6 different boxes equally and have 1 thing left over. So it would give me 1 in each box with 1 thing left over. And then I would just drop down the next, which is 13. So now I have 13 things. So 13 divided by 6, that just gives me 12. Well, I know that 6 times 2 is 12. So I'm going to put the 2 here. 6 times 2 is 12 things in the boxes. And that's 1. I'm going to drop this down. Oh, look, a 12 again. So that's going to give me 2. With nothing left over. And again, I'm going to check this out to the side, 732. So that's 12, carry my 1, 18, 19, what? Wait. What did I do? 6, 18, 19. Oh, I'm multiplying times the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, Miss Englander. 122 times 6. Multiply it times your quotient, not that. 12, 13. There we go. Carry the 1. 732. 732. 732. All right, 6th graders, how did you do on this? Go ahead and answer your essential question. How do you use long division to solve problems? How is it similar to regular division? And then go ahead and put your rating in a box. How are you feeling now that you've seen long division in action? Are you feeling better about it? And when you're done, go ahead and head on over to Big Ideas. As always, Cougars, I appreciate your hard work and effort, and make it a great day the Cougar way.